So the battery's at 5%, but we're going to try and record it anyway. Welcome to 30-Minute Reviews. I am Adam. It's infrequent that we get two different... I mean, they're not too different, because I feel like these two topics would have been used in conversation together. Anyway, come Oscar season. But it's infrequent that outside of, that season, we get two stories that are different, yet at the same time intersect in this way. And we're talking about the trailer for Dune and the, what's it called? The new Oscar qualifications for Best Picture. Let's start with the trailer for Dune, but my thoughts on that are pretty, straightforward. I have actually never seen the David Lynch movie. I've never watched it. I've seen bits and pieces. I know Sting's in it. I know there's a soundtrack by Toto. So it's not like I'm completely blind to it, but I haven't seen it. In terms of reading the book, I listened to part of the audiobook, and then Libby needed to return it because you're going to get a 14-day loan, so I didn't quite finish it. But eventually, I'll get back to it. I'm going to end up buying it from Audible with my credit next month. But it's one of those that I couldn't quite finish in time, but at the same time, I still really like it so far from where I've gotten through. That said, trailer looks beautiful. I think that one of the things I've seen a lot of people talking about is how much the world of Arrakis really draws on inspiration from Arabic and Middle Eastern like aesthetic and culture and themes and things like that. And they didn't do a great job casting this movie. I've seen people say things about Denis Villeneuve, however you pronounce his name. I know it's very French. I always want to pronounce it as if it was Spanish, but I know he's French. And I know his first name is Denis, not Dennis. Villeneuve. And you got to do that slight French accent on it to really bring your point home for a landing. But either way, the point is, people were not happy about the casting being, mostly white and, based on his other works, be it, Blade Runner 2049, be it Arrival, be it, things like that. Women and people of color tend to take a back seat towards, white people, which in this case would be Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet is a fantastic actor. I really liked him in Little Women. I've liked him, in other things, and I've advocated for if they were to do a Batman Beyond live-action movie, I think he'd be a great choice to play Terry McGinnis. Opposite Michael Keaton's Batman. I think that'd be an interesting movie to see. And I've seen, I like him as an actor, but I feel like this is a missed opportunity to really elevate, one of the worst represented groups in Hollywood is Middle Eastern people. Across the board, no matter what country they hail from, Middle Eastern people are routinely, if they have a role, they are shoved off to be, terrorists or barbarians or any number of other, racist, caricatures of people instead of, having actual roles. And so we have, there are a few who have, managed to get out of that, but even that, they don't really have, too many of those taking a center stage. Mena Al-Massoud, who played Aladdin in the Aladdin live-action version, hasn't gotten work since Aladdin. And that movie grossed over $1 billion. And you can say, well, that wasn't because of him, that was because of the star power of Will Smith, but he did a good job in that movie, too. He had a large role, and he had a singing role, and he's a good actor. And that movie, he could have gotten more after that, but he didn't, for whatever reason. And we know what reason that is. So this is a real missed opportunity on that front. But of the cast they do have, it's why is Javier Bardem in brownface? Why is everyone kind of in whiteface at one point? I just don't know. I don't quite understand a lot of the decisions that were made there. I'm going to see it when it comes out on video on demand, but at this rate, we're never reopening movie theaters in New York State. But it looks interesting. So Academy Award Best Picture qualifications. Now, that's the first thing, is that these qualifications only apply to being nominated for Best Picture. You can still be nominated for any other role, Best Actor, Best Actress, visual effect, anything like that. And as far as what I can understand from what I read, it only affects Best Picture, these new qualifications. And the new qualifications are that your production, and I think it's only because what the ethnic makeup or the gender makeup of the rest of the movie doesn't have too much impact on the individual performance of an actor, but it does have an impact on the overall production of the movie. So it kind of makes a little bit more sense for it to be more than just for just Best Picture. Now, herein lies my my big issue with I don't have an issue with it. I think it's a good idea. Because if you look at other movies that were nominated for Best Picture over the last few years, be it if you look at last year, like Parasite, 1917, Joker, and all of that, very few movies would actually end up being excluded from being nominated for Best Picture under these categories. And really, it depends on how the movie is made. And, it could cause roles that are smaller to be elevated larger to make sure that they hit qualification for Best Picture. So, say Joker, which Zazie Beetz' role is very small in the movie, could end up being could end up having a larger role had the movie come out in 2024 when these new qualifications take advantage, so that way they hit it. Now, it could lead to tokenism, it could lead to that, and it could lead to the opposite effect. Instead of elevating a lot of actors of color and actresses of color and underrepresented racial groups, it could have the effect where it's there's 2 or 3 actors in that group and they get all the roles. And it's we're going to keep we need to have a supporting actor who's a minority. So what's Denzel Washington doing? What's John Boyega doing? What's Sandra Oh doing? And it's that's one possible effect, but I have a feeling that's not going to happen. And I think this is going to create a great opportunity to look into underrepresented communities and see what kind of talent we can get out of it. And if you look at last year's nominees, it's I think you would have been able to make the case that Joker doesn't qualify because Zazie Beetz' role is so small, but at the same time, she also had the second biggest role of any secondary character in the movie, so it's kind of iffy. Because if you were to pick one actress to be the lead actress in the movie, it would obviously be his mom. If you were to pick a supporting actress for the sake of nominating someone for an Academy Award, I guess you'd say Zazie Beetz because she's the only other one with a line. Granted, I've only seen the movie twice or 3 times, so it's not really something that I can speak to fluently. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would definitely not qualify because there's not an actor of color in the entire movie. It's a very white movie. I recall that. The entire principal cast is a very Caucasian movie. 1917, you might run into that issue. I haven't watched 1917 yet, though, so I could be wrong. Ford vs. Ferrari, you might run into that issue. But at the same time, it's movies movies Marriage Story would also run into that issue where they don't have a significant role for a minority actor or actress, but at the same time, the movie is the movie still covers the other base, which is elevating women or other underrepresented minorities to be at least 50% of the cast, and Marriage Story would hit that. Joker wouldn't. And I don't think 1917 would either. So it's it's an interesting thing that we're going to see happening. And quite honestly, the fact that so few movies would be impacted recently tells you that this is not a drastic step. And you see a lot of people online this is Hollywood trying to force wokeness on us. But look at how many movies would actually be impacted by this. And one of the qualifications is the behind the camera thing. So we can't even qualify what the diversity makeup is of a production company is not something that's widely available. Like, we don't know what the racial demographics are of the VFX studio who worked on Endgame. We just don't know that. So like that, or like the crew on the ground. We can. I mean, you could go through IMDb and do that, but that's not something I'm going to do. To be completely honest with you. So really, what I'm trying to say is, like, this is a good step, and it might promote more people of color and more people who wouldn't have ordinarily gotten roles into leading roles, and it might force Hollywood to look beyond the same 7 people to look at roles, to try and get roles filled in Hollywood. But it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. So I know in the episode I uploaded this morning, I said that the next episode would be the tribute to Chadwick Boseman. That is going up tomorrow morning as planned. Right now, this is going up now, obviously. If I'm not too tired, I mean, it's like 10:30 right now. I'm exhausted, but if I can watch Dune and not fall asleep on my couch while doing it, I will review Dune tomorrow. If not, I got a few other episodes lined up down the pipe, all ready to go. So until the next episode, have a great rest of your week.